little bit disappointed not to be in the full squad?
I haven't spoke to him about it, Pete, to be honest. So I haven't got a clue. Yeah.
What do you think in his makeup?
I think under 20, if he gets selected for the under 21s or the full squad, I think that's an honour in itself. So, the lad's been very, very good lately, and I mean very good. So his attitude and his approach to everything that we've done has been excellent. And as I've said, I don't know whether he's disappointed or not. He's not said nothing to me. He trained yesterday. He's been carrying an injury for the past couple of weeks. Him and Brown, you've been playing with knocks, and it's they've really showed good character in respect that we haven't really had. With Victor injured, we haven't really had backup, so they've known how important it is for them to play, and two of them have been excellent.
Are these just knocks? They're not going to need any.
Well, we're hoping that they'll get over it. So fingers crossed they'll be okay for Saturday. I think one of them is more serious than the other, but I'm not going to tell you which one it is.
Historically, the Euros, the under-21 Euros this summer, the Germans, the Spanish before, they've taken all the best players and brought them through, and they've gone on to win things. Would you be happy with Sido going? Do you think Harry Kane should go? The likes of Raheem Sterling? Do you think England should take the biggest?
I think England should pick their strongest team for every tournament, every proper tournament. From 18s all the way through. I think England should pick their best and their strongest team. But what happens is obviously Roy will have international games, and you might have an absolutely outstanding young player in that group that he feels is ready to play at the top level. So, in some respects, I can understand that.
And the Qatar World Cup looks like it's going ahead. Final on the 18th. There'll be another eclipse by then. What are you thinking about that whole situation?
Just hoping I'm around to see it. It's a long time off, Pete.
I know it's going to be a bit unique. I mean, it just seems a strange way to come about. What's your reading of it all?
Well, obviously they've worked it whichever way you try and cook it. They've worked it to suit that country at the best possible time, and so they've moved everything around to suit taking it there. Full stop.
You're right.
They run. They're the governing body. They run irrespective of what you say, what you don't say. There might be loads of people not happy with it, but they've got it through. Somehow they've got it through, and it's been agreed. So everybody has to get on with it. What will be the situation in England in respect to the leagues that we play and what we do? Everything's going to have to be reorganised and revamped. So that'll be interesting.
Good win last week. You must be pleased with the way the 11 performed against Stoke.
Yeah, it was an important. Every game we play now is important, and we still need to get over the line, and we still need at least 2 wins. I still want that 40 points, 2 wins and a draw if we can possibly get it from the 9 games. But they're tough games. I think everybody understood when I came in. The back end of the season was going to be really, really tough, and it starts tomorrow at Man City.
Before Burnley had even kicked a ball last week, Darren Fletcher was coming through the mix zone, and I jokingly said, guaranteed 3 points last week, and he said, well, you shouldn't joke about it. We're going there for 3 points. But there's no messing with him, is there? He's determined. He doesn't.
No, I like I say, I think every game we play, we try and be positive enough to get the 3 points. Man City obviously have had a little bit of a poor time over the past couple of weeks, but they've still got some fantastic players, and the players not in the starting 11 on was it Wednesday night. You look at Dzeko, Boney, who they spent an absolute fortune on, Zabaleta, who has been the best right back in the Premiership over the past 4 or 5 years. They have some wonderful players, and on their day, as they've proven, time after time over a period, they're as good, if not better than most.
But when you say a multi-million-pound lineup like that, it shouldn't be about on your day, should it, when you're against Burnley?
No, I disagree. I think there's, there are, we're human beings, we're not robots, and people have good times and they have bad times. The important thing is to ride those situations and get through it. And City are one of the best, in my opinion, two teams in the country.
Will they be second, you think, this year?
We'll have to wait and see. You know, there's loads of twists and turns to still come, and they've still got the squad in place and capable to win their last 9 games, without a question of a doubt, and that's what they'll be aiming for, I'm sure.
Do you think they were shown up a little bit in midweek?
I'm not so sure whether they were shown up. In the big thing is that if you put Messi in Man City's team over the 2 games, then I think Man City beat Barcelona. That player, he's just an absolutely outstanding individual who changes games. He's a game changer at the top level of his profession, and he is the difference. And if you play against a player like that, you're hoping and praying that you get through the game without him either scoring or creating chances. And he does it time, and he has done it time after time after time. But I'm absolutely convinced if you put Messi in Man City's team, Man City would be through now and not Barcelona.
You think they'd beat Burnley with him?
That's a different story, Pete. You're talking and people will be glib about it, but you've got to give Burnley credit. You've got to give the people in the at the lower end of this league credit for when they do beat top teams, because this league is a great league because every game you play is a tough game. There's no easy games. You speak to the foreign managers about their experiences in England, and they'll tell you every game they go to, it's not like managing abroad. Every game you go to and every ground you go to, especially at the lower end of the table, those grounds are unique. The supporters are unbelievably passionate, and they drive teams on. And on any given day, you can get a result.
Just finally, the Reading game the other night, they got through to the semis. Another pitch invasion. One, what do you think about that? Does it strengthen Villa's argument maybe? And 2, what were you unhappy about Brunty taking a 1-match ban?
No, I'm disappointed Brunty's got a ban in because I thought there was the circumstances that Chris was upset with. I think there was a lot of people at that ground who were upset in that respect, and the referee had already sent Jakob off in what was an appalling decision in my opinion, and then for Chris to lose Chris as well is disappointing. So Anthony certainly haven't done us any favours. But having said that, he could turn around and say that Brunty did swear at him and he shouldn't swear at him, so you have to accept it.
And Reading coming on, does that?
Well, the big thing for me is the policing of the grounds. I'd love to see one end of the ground, each ground in the Premiership, be given away to away supporters now, and bring back a system where there's so much money now in the Premiership that you can't tell me that clubs can't take a little bit of that away and make and produce cheaper travel and cheaper tickets for supporters, and then sell one of the ends, just the full end, to the away supporters and try and do that, and then get the atmosphere. This is a great league. It's been sold fantastically by the people in this country all over the world. But if you watch the German league, they've still got standing beyond the goals and the atmospheres are absolutely fantastic, and I think we've lost that a little bit by the seating facilities. So I'd love to see it come back. I know there'll be a lot of people who won't want it because of the tragedy, especially at Hillsborough and what's happened. But I think we should be in a position now where we can control that a lot better and make sure that it never happens again. And you're talking about pitch invasions, go back to that point, then the policing and the student has to step up.
Tony, you've lost Ben Foster for the next 4 weeks or so. How big a blow is that for you?
Well, losing Ben, losing Jakob, losing Chris Brunt, the 3 players who have been exceptional for us over the past couple of months. There's three players missing on Saturday, so it's big for us because the size of the squad is not that great.
And Boa's coming in and able
no,
replacement.
Boas is the times he's played for us, he's been very, very good, and we're very fortunate to have a goalkeeper, a backup goalkeeper of that quality.
I've got a few questions that I've got to ask for another programme, if that's
Yep.
okay. 4 wins from 9 games for Albion. It's been a good turnaround since you've arrived at the club, hasn't it?
So far, you know, we've got another 9 games to go. If you give me another 4 wins out of those 9 games, I'll be doing somersaults.
And when you say that 4 wins out of 9, you've got City, but with Liverpool, United, Arsenal and the like, you're going to have to pull off a couple of what other people would see as shocks to survive this season, do you feel?
Well, we have to do the best we possibly can with what we've got. And you know, like I've just said to Peter now, you can't pick a game and say this is going to happen. You can't do that, not in the Premiership. So every game is a cup final for us, and the lads know that.
And on 33 points, you can't afford to get complacent, can you?
Oh no, I won't be getting complacent. You know, mathematically we need to be safe. As soon as we're, you know, mathematically safe, then I'll get a bit complacent, Pete.